Hello, this is Captain Glenn Mott with the New Hampshire Air National Guard. I'm doing an introduction video about the real me and my leader philosophy. The real me suddenly didn't develop as a captain in the Air Force overnight. When I first enlisted in the Army, I joined because that's what everyone in my family did when they finished high school. In my years through the ranks of the enlisted force, I was awed and I was inspired by many great NCOs and officers. Exceptional leaders that I served under valued me not only as a soldier or an airman, but they valued me as the person behind the uniform. This allowed me to broaden my definition of service. And this is not only service in the armed forces, but this is service to the airmen that align under my leadership. Through the analysis of the 16 personality tests, I discovered that I'm a campaigner. I agree with this description. I find myself to be independent with my thinking, I have intuition, and I'm creative. I'm able to make my own informed decisions without the influences of others. I am considerate of others. I value working relationships. I value understanding people. I do believe that everything in our existence is interconnected and that we all have an interdependent role in our environment. I do have weaknesses. I'm working to improve my task completion, organization, and communication. I find that I become easily disinterested with routine and follow-through. Day-to-day tasks are often difficult to accomplish, which easily leads me to making careless errors and loss of focus at the task at hand. I acknowledge that communication is an area that I need to strengthen to become an effective leader. And lastly, I think all these weaknesses can reflect poorly upon me as an officer and a leader. Therefore, I'm making my best efforts to make improvements. My leader philosophy. Leadership is an evolving process which takes time to develop. Leaders develop through a constellation of leader methods, styles, and experiences. We commonly define leadership as a way to serve or to influence others. Above service and influence, we have to understand that leadership is an art where we have to remain actively engaged with people who have thoughts, feelings, and often really great ideas. A leader's job is not only to persuade and to share visions, but to inspire others to do their personal best. Communication is an essential facet of leader strength, not only through the exchange of ideas, but through listening to the ideas of others. I believe introspection is essential to a good leader. This is where leaders are encouraged to reflect upon themselves. This is the opportunity to look back on strengths and weaknesses. Being a cognizant and self-aware leader only strengthens my ability to connect and interact and make the best possible decision for the most desirable outcome. Leaders have to be dynamic. We're living in this ever-changing world. The military force has no choice but to adapt and to welcome this change. A part of my leader philosophy is to always be dynamic and be ready for outside influences that will affect our airmen. I need to be flexible with the ever-changing environment and to not stagnate with the status quo. This will only keep us in the Air Force alert, ready, and welcome change rather than to resist it. We all have some form of leader role in today's integrated force, and it's really up to us to discover where we fit and how we'll personally develop in that role. This concludes my introduction. I look forward to working with all of you in the future.